Let's go to our political panel for your Friday morning. Nationals' Paul Goldsmith is here, along with Labour's Tangi Utikere. Good morning.
Morning.
Good to have you both here.
Where's Willie? Well, first week
good
of
question.
Parliament and he can't get out of bed.
Ask
What's
Tangi.
going on?
Tangi, where's Willie?
We could say a couple of things. One is that he didn't want to finish perhaps his first week with the country's worst broadcasting minister.
Come on.
No, the reason is big week coming up with Waitangi,
yes.
and we've got Waitangi.
But that's next week.
But a lot of planning goes into that. And actually, is the Prime Minister going yet, Paul?
Yeah, well, look, that's for the Prime Minister to announce, but I'll certainly be there. I'm all fired up. Anyway, so, look, first week of Parliament, another tough week for Labor. They weren't making much progress.
Is he going or not?
Who's that?
The PM.
Well, it's not for me to announce.
Okay. Well, because we've been told that he is going.
Oh, well, then.
Off the
Sure
record.
then.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know, Paul?
He's going. But are you happy now? Does that make you happy that he's going?
Well, I mean, the Prime Minister needs to be there. And most Kiwis will expect that as well. But you know that he's going. Paul doesn't. So obviously the National...
Well, he does. He just can't say. What about the poll this week, Tangi, that from RNZ, no less, that said that 40% of New Zealanders think, and that's the highest percentage, the highest answer, 40% of New Zealanders think the treaty has too much say in legislation. What did you make of that?
Well, I mean, there are lots of polls going around at the moment. We can talk about a few of them. I'm sure maybe Paul won't want to. But look, the treaty is an important part of who we are as a country. And so next week, I'm looking forward to spending a wee bit of time up north, as I do most years this time of the year, because it's important to be there.
Paul, what did you think of that result? Did that surprise you, or did it sort of seem about right?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I think everybody recognised that under the Cinder Ardern government, things got a little bit out of whack, and there was far too much emphasis on some elements. And so, as a government, we've unwound certain excesses, sort of separate health system and a whole bunch of things. So I'm responsible for looking at the treaty references legislation, which, over the years there's been a whole lot of references to the treaty in a variety of ways, give effect to, have regard to, honour, and so we're going through a process of trying to tidy that up, and sometimes it's not actually relevant to the legislation.
So when will we know how many you've taken out?
Well, we're just still working through the final details of that. We're looking at that.
Would you put them back in, Tangi?
Oh, look, I mean, Paul's got a few things that he's working on at the moment, it seems. But our focus is, some might argue that busy in the wrong area, but anyhow, the sort of treaty principles are important, have been for quite some time.
So you'd put them back in?
Well, I think, we need to ensure that they have a
how important are they?
Within
very non-committal.
Yes,
Tangi, very non-committal. Okay, let's talk about the FTA. Have you, hopefully you can give us a commitment on this, have you as a caucus decided whether you'll support the India FTA yet?
Oh, look, we talked about it as a caucus, as Chris Hipkins said we would. We still have a few questions that are yet to be answered, and so we're working through that, and we'll make an announcement in due course.
Okay, but on the whole, was the discussion pretty positive, just a few little nuts and bolts?
Oh, look, we don't talk about what happens in caucus, Ryan, but I think, what could be said is that broadly there are a number of aspects within the FTA that are good. But of course, the other thing is that National kept us out of these conversations. They're relying on us to effectively have this come to fruition.
Yeah, they are.
We just need to take a bit of time.
Because Winston's basically said it's a raw deal, it's not a good deal, and the Europeans have got a better one. And you guys have come out quite strongly saying he's wrong about all that.
Sure. I mean, look, we've got to make a living in this country. We're exporters. You just mentioned that we've finally got exports up to $80 billion. That's how we make a living. And New Zealanders' living standards, their ability to get good wages, good jobs, depends on having a strong export sector. And this is a huge opportunity that we've got with the free trade deal that's been put together with India. Huge country, 1.4 billion people, a massive middle class, becoming one of the largest economies in the world. So it's very exciting. New Zealand First have always been
economic
about these
nationalists.
Things. They were against the China free trade deal, which was one of the things that got us through the global financial crisis and has underpinned our prosperity.
Totally. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. No, I don't think he is either. But it's good that it's a bipartisan issue. It's one of the few issues in politics where the two big parties actually do agree. Free trade,
more or less. Yes,
hey.
I mean, we put the Trans-Pacific Partnership together, and they went away and called it. What is it? You added the progressive to the title, and then away they went. And so they got to do their thing.
All right, I reckon you'll both be on board. This will come through. Now, the retail crime group Paul, Minister, what's with Sonny Cushell rubbing people the wrong way, and why won't you get rid of him?
Look, they've been a very successful group over the 2 years, and we've had a huge focus on turning around retail crime, and as a country, we've had a huge success in reducing the amount of victims of crime. There's
but is he making victims around the committee room?
No. Look, I mean, as I said, Sonny's a full-on character. He is fierce, and some people find that tough to deal with. But we had 6 years of a government which was all about excuses for crime and sending the wrong signals. I wanted to have somebody like Sonny, who is absolutely fierce and determined to defend the rights of particularly mum and dad retailers who are out there getting beaten up, getting done over. And he's come up with some useful suggestions that we've got a Crimes Act.
We do. Tangi, would you keep the group? Would Labor keep the group? I mean, is it useful? Is it doing the things that the minister says it is?
Everything that we've done.
Well, no, that's not true, actually, Paul, because you know what? I think the reality is this: Paul's too invested in having Sonny as the head of this. He needs to actually just basically indicate that it's not working and replace him. You've got people that are leaving. The majority of people on that group have left. So, something's a bit smelly around this. And this bloke
got promoted.
You're paying this bloke nearly $1,000 a day and morning teas of fancy scones, whatever they might be. And yet, actually, what is that meaning for small retailers, for victims of crime? It means absolutely nothing at the moment. So, Paul, you just need to do the right thing and actually acknowledge that it's not working. And
give him the sack.
Well, basically, he needs to do something, but we won't because Paul doesn't have the gumption to do that.
I've got plenty of gumption, but the retail crime costs billions of dollars to our economy, and they're worried about the cost of a morning tea. So it shows you where their heads at. But anyway, focus on the big issues.
To be fair, if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be crying foul about a $3,000 scone too, wouldn't you? All right,
yes, you would.
Let's move on. The data breaches. So I learnt this week the fine, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but the fine, Minister, is only 10 grand. So if you're a business, you ask for people's private information and someone hacks it, the fine is only 10 grand for doing that.
Well, look, I'm, as Minister of Justice and responsible for the Privacy Act, we made some changes to that last year, actually, to bring it in line with expectations around the EU. We're happy to always have that under review.
Will you review it? Because I don't think that's enough.
Yes, I know, but people ask. I just warned you because I heard your spiel, and that's all very well. But if every week Parliament passes a new way for a director of a company to face a massive fine or to go to jail or something like that is not without its consequences as well.
No,
so we've got to be a little bit careful.
No, but every day we're putting more and more of our private information out there because we basically have to. In order to use services.
Well, we don't have we can pull out.
Every day, your hairdresser needs to know your address. I mean, honestly, when does this stop?
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, look, I mean, obviously, people are gathering information as much as they can. It's up to consumers to decide whether they want to give it to them.
Right, okay.
But we have
privacy
laws. We've got strong privacy laws, but
save us here, Tangi. What is Labor going to do? What's Labor's proposal here?
Well, I'll tell you what we wouldn't do is we wouldn't be slashing a third of IT support in health.
Hang on.
These are the real issues. And actually, in 2022, we did put actually in some place some cyber safety standards that the government
cyber safety standards
taken over. So you've got to start somewhere.
Cyber safety standards sound like a wet bus ticket on the wrist.
An announcement.
Honestly, when are either of you going to do anything serious about this?
Right. Well, we have. Well, like I say, last year we beefed up the privacy laws. If there's more that we need to do, we can consider that.
Okay. All right. Judith Collins has bowed out of politics. Tangi, did you have much to do with Judith? I mean, you, probably not, but have you?
Oh, a couple of times. I mean, I was on the Privileges Committee when she was chair of that. And I was on another trip where she was there for part of that as well. So, yeah, look, I mean, Judith is someone who's been around Parliament for quite some time. I acknowledge her longevity in the place. And, just seeing on social media that in terms of morning teas, she always baked a morning tea when it was her time on the duty roster for Select Committee. I don't know if Paul's done that, but, these are opportunities to acknowledge her service to the country.
Paul?
Yes, well, of course, we're very sad to be losing her as a ministerial colleague, but I've got every confidence she'll do a great job as a law commissioner.
She will.
Are you joining her, Paul?
Where? On the Law Commission?
Leaving.
No, look, I'm just getting into my stride.
You're not going anywhere, are you?
No, I am going places. I'm going forward, and as a country, we're going forward.
You're going to fix our privacy.
Well,
privacy
at
laws.
the moment, we're fixing the basics and building the future, and that's what this country needs.
Paul's going to be very
right.
disappointed come the 8th of November.
Very good. We'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for coming on the show this morning. That is Tangi Utikere from Labour and Paul Goldsmith from National. We'll take a quick break and be back in a sec.